Do you want to kick us off, Mathilde? What have you got for us this week? What's one of the things you want to talk through? Things related to creators for you right now?
So this is a tool I actually used to dislike a lot because it was like an old family member who invites themselves to your parties without you wanting them here. And I'm talking about Fathom AI, maybe a tool that you're using or that others are using already, because it's been around for quite some time now. It's an AI meeting assistant, right? So it automatically joins your meetings and takes notes for you. You don't have to worry about taking notes, worrying about kind of like taking track of your action items. So and in the way, the reason why I used to dislike it so much is because it would just join your meetings, even if you didn't want it to be there. And then you were like, I'll try it out. We'll see what happens. And actually, yeah, I've grown to like it for a few reasons. So like I said, you don't have to worry about taking notes. You, of course, have the transcript of your meetings, but also what I love on Fathom is that you have your key takeaways of the meeting, your action items really nicely laid out. You can share the meeting with your team or with other people who need to watch it. You can clip specific parts. You can actually, during a meeting or an interview, whatever you're doing, you can highlight a specific part to then go back to that part in the transcript. And another thing I really love about it, and this is really helpful for me who tends to speak a lot, is that it helps you be conscious of your talk time. So it will tell you if you're speaking 50% of the time, 70% of the time, if you're going on rants, if you're having a bit of a monologue like me now for minutes. And so you can really just like start to understand, all right, maybe I need to pause a little bit more. Maybe I need to ask more questions and that sort of things.
That's really interesting, actually.
Really cool.
That I've not seen that before. That whole kind of share of talk, share of airspace. I've been playing with a few tools like this. Have you tried any of these yet, Jacob, as well?
No, do you know, I've been trying to find something exactly like Fathom, so I'm really glad you brought this one, because I found a few kind of smaller ones that they didn't seem that mature. They had some issues and stuff like that, but they look cool. So I was just kind of waiting to see when they would mature a bit. But this looks really good, yeah.
It got very accurate as well. The transcripts are really accurate. The meeting, I've tried quite a few. I tried the Zoom AI, also Companion or whatever they call it. That gets things wrong most of the time, the names of things. Or Fathom has got really good at summarizing your meetings and really just extracting the key takeaways, the key action items. And like I said, this talk time thing is really helpful, specifically if you're talking to customers, doing user interviews, perhaps customer discovery calls. You want the person in front of you to talk more than you are, right? Than you do. Totally. So you want to make sure that that's something you pay attention to, and Fathom makes it really easy for you to do that.
Yeah, and it's totally unbiased feedback as well. You know, if you've got a colleague in there that might feel a bit weird about telling you, by the way, you spoke way too much in that meeting.
Exactly.
the AI won't care. It'll just tell you. That's cool. Does it give you anything on the fly, like live while you're in the meeting, or is it all kind of after the meeting, after it's done?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I'm actually not really a power user. Like I said, it's just been in my meetings. You know, we got it at Circle. I was like, well, whilst it's there, we'll see what happens. So I think you can set it up this way. I'm not entirely sure. Right now, I'm using it really after the fact. So really when the meeting has ended. But I believe the talk time and monologue kind of like features are something that you can also see when you're in the meeting. So something to double check. But I think some of our customer success folks at Circle are using that.
I've been playing with Otter on this. Otter AI is another similar one. I've used Otter for ages for transcriptions. I always found it about the most accurate I could find, certainly for my accent, voice, whatever you want to call it. Like, so it just worked really nicely. But they added the AI. We have to be more picky somehow, being up north.
My French accent, AI doesn't like my French accent. I mean, also it's, I've heard somewhere, I don't know who said that, but accents are like fonts for speech, and I love that.
That's nice.
I love that. Yeah, that's so
true.
Some
are more readable than others, but
that's great. But Otter introduced their AI summarizing and stuff like that recently. The thing I like about it, actually, it's pretty accurate. I do like the tasks it brings out, but the interface actually is really nice too, because it has this 3-part interface where you can flick between the transcripts, the summary, and then the action items as well. And you can export it. And Otter seems to make it really nice to repurpose it, actually, like to send it out to your team afterwards, that kind of stuff. So just another one to think about too. But I'm gonna go and check out Fathom too, because I have found Otter is maybe not quite as good as I'd like at making sure it picks out all the actions, all the tasks.